welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name, as always, is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user HG Lochi. That's HG Lochi, and he's driving the Leopard 1 on a standard battle on the south coast. Leopard 1 being a tier 10 medium tank for the Germans. Pretty sure his name is pronounced Lochi, as if it was Loki it would be spelled with a C and a K, not a C and a H. So, but you know I'm pretty bad for mispronouncing things, so we'll just call him Lochi and hope that that's how it goes. So, straight away in this battle, he's going to be taking up an early position next to the rocks and the bushes at the front of the base. Now, normally this would be classed as a camping spot, and you do know how I detest medium tanks that camp. But to be honest, as you can see, this isn't really a camping spot. What he's done is he's got here early to try and get some good spotting on where the enemy's going to be coming from. As you can see, he's gotten 3 shots and 3 good hits onto all of the tier 10, well, 3 of the tier 10 tanks that the enemy has. So, just taking advantage of his speed and agility and getting to these rocks before the enemy realizes that they're going to have a problem. Spots out a shoe over there, a 4502A. Able to get some damage onto him. Not sure why he's still sticking around out in the open. Now, it looks like he's been tracked. So a little bit unfortunate for him, and really this is just the poster child of why you should always have a repair kit, because he's just been tracked out in the open there, and I'm pretty certain that this is going to be curtains for him. He starts to back off now, but really he should have... I mean, if he had a repair kit and didn't use it, then doom on him, and if he didn't have a repair kit, then it's just, again, it's just his own stupid fault there. Really should have used the repair kit immediately and started backing off instead of leaving himself out in the open for the chance of maybe getting some return damage onto the enemy. But with this being a tier 10 battle and him only being a tier 8 tank, he was doomed there. Really should have just made tracks a lot sooner than that. So with the early damage all accounted for, Lochi's going to head off into the town. As you can see, the enemy team and the allied team are clashing on the beach there, so Lochi's going to come down and see if he can get some flanking action onto some of the enemy tanks. Does spot out a Panther 2 here. I'm going to try and come around the side of him. And looks like he has gotten the rear armor of the Panther 2. He's able just to get some good damage onto him. His 6th sense kicks in. Realizes that he's been spotted by somebody. It looks like that AMX 1375 on the left there. Just going to see if he's got the gun depression to get a shot on him, and indeed it looks like he does, and puts one straight through his turret. So that 1375 is going to have to start leaving now. But as you can see, the allied team's kind of holding the enemy team even at the very centre of the map on that beach there, which is going to make it actually a little bit difficult for Lochi to flank around the side of them and get round the rear. If the enemy team had pushed up a little bit farther, and the allied team weren't quite so good at holding them off, then he'd have a much easier time of getting around behind them and putting some damage through the sides and rear of those guys. At the moment it looks like he's trying to hunt down the 1375, try and get some damage onto him, but as it is, he's been spotted out by the Waffenträger E100 there. Looks like he's probably got a full clip here, as Lochi just backed off to put one shot through him, but he returns 2 quick shots himself. Only scored 1 damaging hit. Looks like he can just about see the rear of that 1375, and indeed he can, and he's able to take him out. And that Waffenträger E100 is going to have to start running soon, as he's only got 100 hit points left. Gets spotted out by a KV-4 here. Lands 1 nice shot, and although the KV-4 is only a tier 8 tank, you've got to be careful, because this thing does have pretty formidable armor. With you only being a medium tank, you may not be able to bounce many of those shots, but as it is, he's able to flank around the building and just really just exploit the KV-4's slowness there, as he lands some good damage and get the kill on him. Finds the side armor of this Tortoise here, and it looks like the Tortoise is concentrating on someone else as he's presented all of his rear armor to Lochi, and then his platoon mate in the Object 268 is able to come in and finish him off, no problem whatsoever. So it looks like that's all dealt with. All they've got to do now is concentrate on this left-hand flank. It looks like the enemy team has been pushing all the way down that beach there, although with the medium tank of Lochi coming into the base here, you may see some of them start to drop back now. Does find the Waffenträger Panzer 4 here, so but also finds the IS-7. He may be able to get some of the rear armor of this IS-7, although that looks like it may be front armor, and indeed that one bounces, and wow, what a shot from the M53-55 there, able to land flush on the top of that Waffenträger Panzer IV and take him out in a single shot. Now that's great for the Allied team, but to me that just doesn't seem like cricket, that an artillery piece can land one single shot on that tank destroyer and do all 1,600 points of damage and take him out. It just seems a little bit unfair to me. So moving in on the base now, does get spotted out by the Waffenträger E100. He's got to be careful because it looks like he's got a fully loaded clip and 2 shots are almost able to kill him. But there does find the S51 here. They both fluffed their shots, didn't have the gun depression to get on target. And it looks like the S51's going to come in and try and ram him to take off his last 50 hit points. But Lorchi's having none of it and accelerates forwards till his gun reloads, and then he's able to take him out, no problem whatsoever. So he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place at the moment. As you can see, the enemy E100 is in front of him and the Waffenträger E100 is behind him, but it looks like this E100 is actually concentrating on in front of him, so he's able to get a good shot through his turret there, through the rear armor of the turret, and that's just going to leave him trying to make a difficult decision. He decides that he's going to have to go for it, rushes forward, he's able to take out his track and get some damage, which is an excellent piece of luck there, as the artillery can come in and really offer some support on that one. Finds the 212 and takes him out as well, and that's kill number 4 now for Lorchi. But he's got to quickly reposition, as this Waffenträger E100 is going to be fully reloaded and going to be coming up this hill from somewhere. There he is. He's able to land a good shot. The E100 misses 2 of his shots, so very, very unfortunate from him there. Oh, he misses his 3rd, and that's just going to allow Lorchi to come in. His 4th flies over the top, and I think he may actually be reloading at this point as he starts to back off and try and get away, but he's having none of it, and he's able to take him out no problem whatsoever, picking up a monster 7,200 points of damage. Only got 5 kills, but as we all know, in World of Tanks it's damage that matters. So as always, stick around because there's another game and the score screens coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user. Bear with me while I butcher the pronunciation of his name. Sajuri Pois. That could be Sajuri Pois. And he is driving the Waffenträger E100 on a standard battle on the south coast. I think going forward we'll just call him Sajuri, as that sounds a lot less terrible than the way I was trying to pronounce it. So we're going to be driving the Waffenträger E100, which is a tier 10 auto-loader tank destroyer for the Germans. It was one that was added in one of the latest patches for World of Tanks, and this thing can really affect the balance of play, especially when it's able to one-clip a tier 10 heavy tank from 100 to 0. This thing is the subject of some contention and is also the subject of some whining on the forums, as you may imagine. So, straight away he's going to be heading over to the right-hand flank, and he's going to be overlooking the little dogleg here, going to be trying to get some damage on the tanks that come forward around that little area there, but it looks like nobody's really wanting to push forward. As you can see, they've got an M103 and an IS-3, but they drive halfway along and then drop back again, so they're not really wanting to risk anything at the moment, which is a little bit unfortunate, as Sajuri would just be able to melt anybody who comes around that corner. The enemy team not really got any tanks with any kind of armor. The M103's turret armor's pretty good, but the front armor's fairly mediocre, and a Waffenträger E100 is just going to destroy anything that could drive around that corner there. And then, as we see, a Lerva appears. A little bit unfortunate that shot looked like it missed, as did that one. So 3 terrible shots so far from Sajuri. But 3 shots does not a game make, so going to take his time this time. Bounces that one on the M103, which is a little bit unfortunate. Able to get some damage on the Lurva, and then able to finish him off. And then we've got to wait for this punishing reload here. So the thing about this tank is it may be able to 100% a tier 10 heavy tank from full to 0 with a single clip, but then you've got to wait a whole minute for it to reload. And that 1 minute reload can be really punishing. I mean, when it's off in the distance like Sajuri is here, and not being punished for its long reload, then it's not really a bad thing. As you can see, he's at the back here. He's under absolutely no risk of getting attacked by any of the enemy tanks here, so he's just got all the time in the world to reload that cannon. But as you can see, deciding to change locations here, as you see the Allied team winning fairly easily on the right-hand flank, but getting overrun fairly heavily on the left-hand flank here. So Sajuri just going to make his way towards the base. Finds a Centurion 1 here. Just reloads his cannon in time, and he's able to put one through the side armor. Fires a second, and that is kill number 2 now. He's able to pick him up. Now, normally with a fast-loading auto-loader, when you fire 2 shots out of your 6, it's normally a good idea to just hit reload while you make your way to the next fight. But with this thing taking a minute to reload, and you've still got 4 shells in there, that's still quite a bit of damage. As you can see, able to get 500 and a bit damage on that 5100 and take him out. Just missed that one on the VK there. Does land his second, and then he's got to drop back and reload that clip again. He's got to take almost a minute to reload that, which is really, really punishing, especially with the enemy team overrunning them so completely on that left-hand flank there. The only thing they've got now is artillery, and the artillery really should have started running about a minute and a half ago. When they saw they only had that IS-8 left on that flank, that is the signal for them to just start getting the shit out of there. Really should have been moving a long, long time ago. But as it is, didn't decide to do that and paid the price. This other GW Tiger is also not running. And this T-54 looks like he's on the hunt. There we go. He gets hit, but he's still... he's on his way now to run, but maybe too little too late. And indeed it is. That T-54 is able to pick him up. And Sajuri's still got 5 seconds left on this reload, and he's going to have to try and reposition himself. As you see, reversing around just so he can get some better gun depression, because the gun depression on these autoloaders aren't fantastic. But when you point the rear out like that, one, that has the added bonus of not exposing your entire tank so you can get your gun on target, but it also has the added ability of giving you extra gun depression. Was able to take out the AMX-50B, gets 2 good hits on the Rheinmetall there and takes him out as well. And as you can see, this thing, it's taken a couple of hits, but it's still got 2,000 hit points, so it's able just to absorb some of that damage. Realised he was getting flanked by that T-54 there, which shows some great map awareness, and he's able just to take him out. And then all 3 of the artillery starts landing in the area, recognising that he is the largest threat left on the map, making a concerted effort to try and take him out. Still got 2 shots left in this clip, which is going to be enough to maybe take somebody out if he's careful, depending on their hit points. Not really sure. The VK is 2 shots away, so this is going to be both of his shots here to take out the VK, and that is kill number 7. And now he's going to have to back off and try and reload his cannon. As you see, there's a cheeky little artillery feint there. Starts to reverse, so they flick their aim a little bit back, and then after he thinks that they've fired, starts to drive forwards, just so that the artillery lands behind him rather than landing in front. And that IS-3 now both having a duel in and around the cap circle. Still got 30 seconds left on his reload, so there's literally nothing he can do. Going to start making his way towards the IS-3, but don't want to poke himself out too much, as this IS-3 could just turn around and land shot after shot on him while he's still reloading that cannon. As it is, though, it looks like the Allied IS-3 was able to set fire to the enemy IS-3 and then finish him off in short order. Enemy IS-3 not buying a fire extinguisher and really paying the price for that. That's why in these higher tiered games it just makes absolute sense to have a fire extinguisher. You should always have one. And now that just leaves this AT-15 and the artillery for the enemy. The artillery looks like they've been doing some work actually. The Batchat and the GW Tiger both got 2 kills apiece. So they are no slouches. So this could be a fairly tense ending to the game, considering the They are losing 11 kills to 12. Gets spotted out here by this AT-15. He knows that the enemy artillery is going to be focusing on him, but does the same thing again. Starts to reverse and then drives forward. That AT-15 just eating that shell from the Allied artillery. First shot bounces, as you see, flies off in the distance there. Second one doesn't bounce, and he's able to take him out and pick up kill number 8. Makes for the water here to hide behind this rock to try and offset some of the arty fire. But as you can see, there's 3 artillery left, and he has 4 shells in the autoloader. Did get hit by that Object 261. Lucky that that one didn't penetrate, as that probably would have been the kill on him. But he's down to 600 and some hit points. Now he's going to start heading towards the enemy base. Whilst reloading his clip, he just wants to be able to cause the maximum amount of damage, because I'm not sure, but I think the Object 261 may take 2 shots. If we just take a quick look at the average damage of the Waffenträger, it's 560. So I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on this, and I'm sure we'll find out in 10 seconds that I'm absolutely dead wrong, but I think the Object 268 may require 2 shots from this autoloader to take out. So just erring on the side of caution here. And going to reload his clip just so that he's got the maximum amount of shots to fire at this artillery, and hopefully take them out. Just having a little look just in case the artillery is waiting around this area. Didn't want to poke himself out too far while he's not reloaded, but with only 5 seconds left on the clock of the reload and nobody in this area at all, going to be safe to get across here. Looks like his tank's actually drowning, so got down to 5-6 seconds on the drowning there, which is not the biggest tank in the world, this one. Got to be careful. Finds the Object 261. He's actually all the way on the left-hand flank, so that guy's actually taking the offensive, and he's taking the fight to the Allied team and going to be heading towards the base there. GW Tiger is dead. He did get spotted out here, but 2 quick shots and he's able to take out both the artillery there, and that is kill number 9 and kill number 10. And now he's just got this Object 261 to deal with. He's all the way on the other flank, so we're going to speed this one up until we get back into the action. The 261 going to be dueling with the Batchat 155, and he's going to win that exchange. IS-3 now going to try and work him down. But the IS-3's got to be careful because he's also only 1 shot. So he's going to be heading in towards the base and try and make some kind of pincer maneuver on the Object 261 here. If one comes from this southern area and the IS-3 moves in from the front as bait, really it looks like he's just going to be in this little road here, and there's going to be nothing he can do as 2 tanks come in, one from the north, one from the south. Looks like he's actually vanished. So he's engaged that Russian cloaking device of his, and he's disappeared absolutely. But he's not in that location anymore, or else Sajuri would have noticed him. So now going to make their way across and just skirt around the Allied cap circle here. IS-3 finally realising that the Object 261 isn't in that area. Of course he's not, or else Sajuri would have noticed him. And they've only got about 3 minutes left on the clock here, so really they're going to have to be a little bit careful about this one. The IS-3 really is going to have to go and cap, or just kill him. Because the Object 261 could just try and give them the runaround and try and waste the clock down and go for the draw, and really just ruin Sajuri's greatest game of his life. And that would be an absolute bastard thing to do, but the kind of thing you can see an artillery player doing. No offense to any artillery players out there, but that is the kind of thing that you guys do. So the IS-3 going to be heading all the way down the 1 line as Sajuri comes around this right-hand flank, unless the 261's in the centre. Hopefully someone should be able to find him, and here he is, hiding all the way on the dogleg, and Sajuri just misses his first shot, and the Object 261 is a 1 shot unless he gets a very low roll. And he's got to be careful though, because the 261's almost certainly going to be reloaded, and he's backed away far enough off the cliff now so that he doesn't quite have the ability to get his gun depressed onto target. Oh, and the 261 fires and hits the little outhouse there next to the church, and this is going to be all she wrote for him. All he can do really is either drown himself or try and stand and fight, but Sajuri Misses his first shot. Got a little bit antsy there, but his second shot doesn't miss. And that is kill number 11 and a mighty 7,000 points of damage. So absolutely awesome replay there from Sejuri Pois. Please tell me how to pronounce that name. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, then please send that to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. Leave me a like or favourite, stick a comment in the comment section below. Let me know exactly what you thought. And if you're not already, then please consider hitting that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. I have been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.